Hi, I'm Pete McIlvenny from Car SOS Insurance, and you're watching our live Q&A with two of the stars, not just one, two of the stars of Car SOS, Mr. Fuzz Townshend, thank you.
Good evening.
And the legend that is Workshop Phil. Thank you for coming, Phil. We really appreciate it. And of course you, Fuzz.
Yeah, looking very glamorous, Phil.
We're in the new garage for the new series. Those people haven't seen the new series yet.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yes, this is Total Classics. This is my new setup with my mate Dave Taskell. We've been trading here now for about 8 months or something like that. So loads more space. Well, say loads more space.
And loads of nice cars.
Yeah, loads of, yeah.
So, what was it like? A new garage and a new TV series in the same... I remember talking to you about it in the same week, month. It must have been...
How come you've actually got some TV?
Because I haven't finished mine. You did.
Look, there's none in these. Look, you see that? That never happens on Car SOS.
Do you think any particular club members will notice that mug?
What, the enthusiasts of British motor vehicles pre-1985?
Yeah. So, Fuzz, back to the question.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's a Q&A.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, that's it.
Is my leg in the right place again?
Yeah, don't knock the branding out. Not the branding. There you go, wrong brand. Yeah. So, what was it like, that first? Because it must have been mad.
But to set this place up...
And that's new TV and a TV series at the same time.
Absolutely astoundingly difficult. Basically, we only got the keys to the place about 2 weeks before we started filming, and because the lawyers hadn't done all their stuff, you know what lawyers are like, you know, we weren't allowed to actually set anything up. So all we could do was put things in. We couldn't actually bolt ramps to floors or anything like that. We couldn't do any work. We had to wait until the last T was crossed.
But it's all gone now. And
it's cool now.
And the series is finished.
That's right. So now we're working on customers' cars and getting those done as efficiently as we possibly can.
Yeah,
it could be yours.
Take a bit longer than 3 weeks as well.
Sometimes, yeah. But we'll take 3 weeks if a customer wants their car done in 3 weeks. We'll do it. But you know, it's going to be like 700, maybe even 1,000 hours. It's a lot in one go.
Now, you have got lots of questions. We have been amazed.
I have loads of questions for you, yeah.
Thank you. No, we have loads of questions for you.
Right.
Yeah, we ask you the questions, you give us the answers.
No, anything about that, would you?
But should we get cracking? Because we have got loads of questions to get through.
Right, okay.
And the first question that we had a few days ago was a guy called James Drummond on Facebook.
Hello, James. How are you doing?
James. And I did promise him he would be the first one we'd ask.
Okay,
so
you are the first.
Okay, so excluding bodywork,
yeah.
What car, I think he's trying to exclude the Mercedes, what car did you find the most challenging on the technical front of this series just shown?
This series? Okay, so I would say on a technical front, I mean, I was worried about the Mazda RX-7 with the rotary engine, because I've never worked on a rotary engine, but actually, it turned an actual sort of, a failed engine. I think that we'd have had good fun rebuilding that. So, in a way, I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't have a bit more trouble with it. The most frightening or worrying bit, other than that, it was rust and old cars as per usual.
Yeah, it was really, wasn't it? Have weeping at some of the handovers when it's a real... or do you?
Okay, well, actually,
bit of a softie, really,
yeah, okay, yeah, well... I mean, Phil, you've been at some of the handovers. I think for us on the show, what it is on the handover when we're doing a reveal, we're so concerned that everything is going to go right, so that the person gets their car back, that they know. Concentrate on that moment so much, but when certainly, as far as I'm concerned, when I watch them back, then the weepy moment is exactly the same as it is for any other viewer, really.
The Sunbeam this series, I think, was the one, without not being a spoiler if you haven't seen it, but it is. You want to get the Kleenex in.
Yeah, that's right.
It is quite
absolutely.
Quite a sad one. Right, so Paul Davison.
Paul Davison, how are you doing?
Is there any cars you would really love to restore on Car Sausage that you haven't done yet?
Ooh, cars I'd like to do on Car Sausage. I'll tell you what would you like to see done, Phil?
Plymouth Barracuda.
Plymouth Barracuda?
Yeah.
A Plymouth Baccaruda?
Baccaruda.
I can't say Baccaruda. Is that one? Ra, cuckoo, dada.
Barracuda.
Yeah, say that all together. That is
Plymouth
ra,
Barracuda.
cuckoo, dada. Yeah.
Sounds like one of your song
Yeah,
lyrics.
Plymouth Baccaruda. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
So
that'd be
Plymouth.
cool. What would I like to see? I'd like to do a bus. I want to do a bus on Car SOS. Preferably anything dating between the 1930s and 1960s. That'd be nice.
And it would be great to get a car from Ireland, wouldn't it? Because we're going to Ireland in September.
Yeah, absolutely.
For those who don't know, if you're in Ireland, we're going on the 12th of September. We're doing an evening with Fuzz Townshend.
That's right, yeah.
So,
I'll be there. I was in Ireland a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, you were, weren't you?
Yeah, I was in
Dublin and
Dublin.
Belfast.
I was over in Belfast as well, playing the drums though. No cars.
No cars. Well, we're off to Dublin, and it'd be great to get some cars from Ireland, wouldn't it? Because there's some super classics
absolutely
there.
so. Yeah,
So
we'd
if
love
you've
to.
got a story,
Yeah,
Give
come
it
on.
in.
Strong stories, a car that we haven't done already. That's what we'd like to hear. And that would be go to Car SOS at renegadepictures.co.uk. Is that all right to say that? Yeah.
of course it is. Yeah, you say what you.
just
Well, you
said
can't
it.
say what you want.
Yeah.
Obviously, there might be children watching, but
No.
anyway, that takes us on nicely. Is there another series? Have you got another series yet?
Have we got another series?
Yeah.
You normally say something else.
Oh,
after
yes,
that,
I do
don't you?
normally
Yeah.
say something.
Yeah, what do you normally say? Can't
can't
remember what it
remember
is. Yeah. National Geographic never recommissioned a new series of Car SOS until they've had the viewing figures in from basically worldwide. So it's doing well in the UK. It's doing brilliantly throughout Europe.
Yeah.
Far stronger than it's ever been sort of overseas at the moment. So logic would suggest that, yeah, perhaps it will, but who knows? I don't know. I really will not know for probably about another 4 to 6 weeks. And then when they say, yeah, we want another series, then we'll have to get straight onto it and straight out there.
Yeah, it does seem to be.
Yeah.
1 minute you don't know if you've got another series, and then the week later you're
Yeah.
filming,
It's literally that,
Yeah.
isn't it, Phil?
Yeah.
which seems a bit bonkers, really.
It's perfectly okay. I really like it. Thank you very much, National Geographic Channel.
So, it was a controversial one here.
Controversial.
Yeah.
Go on then.
There's been rumours you might do something with Ed China. Is this true? And this is from Stephen Whittaker, sorry, and Stuart Bartlett, both on Facebook.
Hold on.
Is it true?
Let me just say that the rumours of me and Ed China having an affair are completely false. It's actually Phil that's having an affair with Ed China. So let's just come on, be honest, admit it now.
I say nothing.
Well, oh, okay, well, there we are.
Do you know, Anders, I should
You've
have-
heard it first from me.
So, is there any chance you might be working together in the future? Do you know of?
He's
or-
never asked me.
No? Have you asked
Never
him?
asked me in the past. No, I've not asked him. I don't think so.
No.
No. Lovely bloke, but never asked me. Never even asked me to hold a spanner.
Okay. Right.
Is that the controversial question?
That's as controversial as get at the
Oh,
minute.
right, okay.
People are sending them in. My not a little.
Come on,
our,
try harder
Our
than
colleague
that
Brad is going to be passing them some more questions over very shortly. So, what has been the hardest part? What has been the hardest part to find this series? Ah, right. Of the
The
car.
har-
David, that is from Facebook.
The hardest part to find this series, I would say, David, the Mercedes. In fact, there was a time we didn't have a long enough folding machine. We had to outsource the folding, so we had to send the steel all marked up, and hopefully, in the hope that it would come back the correct shape. Thankfully, it did. So yeah, there were, you know, we actually struggle with some parts totally, so that we have to make them or completely rebuild them. And also, same car, the fuel injection pump, that was a real problem. Eventually, we got one, which was an exchange unit for £3,000. 3,000 quid. Yeah.
I remember speaking to you that day.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I
weren't in a
wasn't
very good
pleased, was I?
mood,
No,
yeah,
no, I
you weren't
wasn't.
in the best of moods, no. So, you're normally in such a good mood as well. Especially when you know it's me that's ringing.
There's still no tea in
You
this.
think you look after the talent.
Yeah, yeah. How's your cup of tea? Is
Yeah,
it
it's
nice?
a bit
Yeah.
cold. I had to make it myself, didn't I? So, Nicholas has sent a question in.
Hello, Nicholas.
Who makes a decision on which cars you restore on the show?
Right, okay. So, the decision for the cars, first of all, the process is we try not to do any car that we've done before. So, we've done a Morris Minor Traveller. Chances of us doing a Morris Minor Traveller within the next 10 series are pretty small, I would say.
Yeah.
So we avoid the same or similar cars, and then it's down to the story, it's down to the car, it's down to where it is, can we get at it, and so at the moment I think we've got 4,000 plus stories and cars on file, and we don't take them off file. Once they're there, they're there, and so we just go through them, and we go through and say, okay, right, maybe we'd like, I don't know, 2 Japanese cars, a German car, a couple of 2-seater sports cars. Let's have a couple of family saloons, maybe one from the 50s, one from the 80s. Let's have a 90s car. Let's have a 1920s car, and we do it like that. So we make a short list, then we start visiting the people, check that the stories corroborate, and hey presto, we go from there. Choose the final 10.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi Paul. How you doing?
Paul.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brad was telling to say hi, Paul.
Yeah, I
Hi,
was
Paul.
just ignoring him. I was being professional, ignoring Brad, who just came round there with a message. He could have said anything.
Question from Ben now.
Hello, Ben.
Was it you who did the building of the car for the bra gigs? I think you mean Bentley Rhythm
Bentley
Ace.
Rhythm Ace.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
Do you still have them?
Yeah. Okay. So right, the Bentley Rhythm Ace cars. There have been 3 of them so far. No, 4 actually. 4 of them. The first one was in 1997, and it was made of wood, and it was made by our mate Dylan, who also was part of our road crew, and he was a carpenter, and he built that up. And that one got left in Japan because we'd only guessed the weight of it when we took it over,
Right.
because the flight was empty. They let us take it over because but on the way back, they were going to charge us $2,500, which was a bit expensive. Then the second car was a polished aluminium one. That was, again, I think, constructed by Dill. And third one was just a printed Bentley, and that was absolutely rubbish. And then the one that we've got now is a fiberglass mini front,
Yeah.
which I got from Old School Minis. Yeah?
Mm.
Am I allowed to say that?
Sure,
Yeah. We got that, and it was painted in my old workshop. And then Sven Pedersen, a legendary lighting engineer, fitted up all the lights on it and everything like that. So that's the current Bentley Rhythm Ace car front and DJ booth. Hi Adrian, how you doing, mate, by the way?
So, talk about the music for a minute.
Yeah.
We've had a question in.
There we go.
Beautiful.
That's free.
So, in one of the episodes of Car SOS, I can't remember which one, you did say you flew on Concorde. So, could you tell us about that? Where it was going
What?
to? Where were you
About my flying on Concorde?
Yeah, where did you fly to? What was the story behind it? Did you see anybody famous on the plane? Did you join the equivalent of...
That was a lie, I didn't really.
You didn't really?
No, I only said that to upset Tim.
And it did upset him, didn't it?
It did upset him, and I thought that was
I'm
great.
upset now you've... Oh,
I've been to 5.
I thought he had. I believed him.
No, I have.
You've been on Concorde.
Went on 5 of them.
5 of them?
5? Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but have you actually flown on him?
No, no.
Oh, well, there we go. You see, I've
You've been on the one at Manchester Airport.
Up the steps, down, up the steps, down.
Right, what, over at Duxford?
No, this is when they were in...
Okay.
Yeah, there's a badge on the side. Made in Tipton.
Made in Tipton?
Yes.
What, Concorde was made in Tipton?
No. It's quite a time. The ovens...
The ovens
Party
in Concorde.
Yeah, was made in Tipton.
Well, there we go. Well, that's good.
Like Steve Ball. He was made in Tipton.
Was he?
Yeah, Tipton Terror.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. Right.
No idea what he's on about, but there we go.
Yeah.
Because Pop will eat itself for Wolves fans as well, won't they?
Pop will eat itself, yeah. We sponsored
I
well, saying
remember-
that Pop will eat itself for Wolves fans is not quite right. Because as far as football goes, for me, I just say life's too short for sport. So that's me. So I'm not a football fan. I'm really sorry, but there again, that gets me out of a lot of holes. So, but there was a Tottenham fan. That was Graham. Richard was a Blue Nose.
For those not from the Midlands, that's a Birmingham City
Yeah,
fan.
Birmingham City. And then Clint and Adam, they were both Wolves fans.
And I actually went to the match that
we
I bought
sponsored.
the programme that you sponsored, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you know what I
remembered
did?
that. I remember thinking it was a
Yeah.
bit weird.
You know what I did?
You went out. You
I
stayed
had
at
a little wander around Wolverhampton, and then went to a pub. I didn't go to the match.
Unbelievable.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
So,
I think Peter here. I think he might be a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan.
I don't know what's-
but we're not here to talk about sport. Come on.
no, I
next
don't know what's
question.
disappointing me more. The fact you didn't go to the game you sponsored, or you lied about going on Concorde. So I'm going to ask Phil a question next. We've got a question for
I
you,
only
Phil.
lied about going on Concorde to upset Tim.
Oh,
I thought I
that's
did a
okay.
good job.
I think if people react to that, I think they'll probably say they like that, really. You know, give us lots of reactions as we go along. So, Phil, what was your first car?
1955 Standard 10.
1955 Standard 10. I thought it was Giddy Up.
So, how old were you when you got it?
Well, it was my dad's,
Yeah.
and then it was a sister's, and they got handed down to me.
So it was a bit of a state when you got it, or was it?
No. It was straight when I got rid of it. But, no, it was quite good. And that was, well, at the moment I was 17 one day, and the next day my licence started, and I started to drive it. That was in June. In August, I passed my test.
There we go.
And was that a good car at the time for wooing
Yeah,
the ladies?
yeah,
Was
yeah.
it, you know, a bit of a passion wagon, or?
Well, I was more into stock car racing.
Fair enough. not a great. What was your first car, Fuzz?
My first car, the first one that I ever bought, was a 1960 Ford Anglia, but that was when I was 15 and it wasn't on the road. But the first car that I actually went out and physically bought was a 1950 Series 1 Land Rover.
That
80
wasn't
inch.
the first car that you had, was it?
No, I had my mum's Ford Fiesta. I had my mum's Ford... listen, OK, I've got to come clean. My foster mum, bless her, she had a... She bought a 1979 Ford Fiesta Mark 1 in 1979, brand new. And then when I passed my test in 1981, just after I was 17, she said, son, you can have the car. All she wanted it for was to go to church and back on Sundays. She said, as long as I can do that, you can have the car. It's your car. And I thought, all right, okay, that's cool. Anyway, this arrangement worked well for about 18 months, and then my friend was selling his Series 1 80-inch Land Rover, Max Stonehouse. He had this Land Rover. I loved this Land Rover, and so I did a deal with him. Part exchanged the Fiesta for the Land Rover, along with, you know, I got a big wedge of cash kind of thing, and so I ended up having to give my mum all the cash and a bit more for the Land Rover, and I was kind of in the bad books for a little bit, but
How long? For long?
a year or so,
A
something
year?
like that. Yeah, I had to do a lot of running around on a Sunday morning to make up for it. You know,
90s.
get my mum over to church and back. Is it? Oh, well, you know.
Second one, I remember the second car, a 1951 Chevy.
Yeah, 1951
That's good.
Chevy. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See.
Right, some more questions for you. We're
Right.
moving on to the world of classics and music.
Right. Okay.
So, Paula Ann on Facebook
My
has
leg in
asked,
the right place.
what is your favourite classic car?
The car is just there behind the car, and it's in it's opalescent gunmetal, and I've had that car for 8 years, and well, I was saying it was going to be on the road by the end of this month, but
I
and
said June.
yeah, it's going to be June, isn't it? It is going to be
Yeah.
June. Phil's been helping me on it, and we've been working away. But I've been away this week. I'm busy again next week because I'm going out with Pop Will Eat Itself next week, live with me on the drums. And so I'm not going to get anything done next week either. So in the meantime, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll post a picture of the
Yeah.
car
Jensen
afterwards
541R.
so you can see what it looks like. It is a beautiful car.
Yeah.
And the brakes don't work yet, probably because I fitted the master
No, the
cylinder.
brakes do fit.
Oh,
work
they
now,
will.
Yeah,
Did
yeah
it
you
work?
fitted the master cylinder, but I did all the bits that you missed out.
That's because
You
I
know,
was
like
mending that
the
electronic
the
ignition
pin that
for
goes
you.
through. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, okay. John Addis says, what's the worst car you've done? And I'll take that. We won't mention a Car SOS car, I think that's fair. But the car generally, and we'll keep out.
I don't know. I've seen some shocking cars recently.
Not my Alpha.
Well, hold on. If I can't talk about the cars I've seen recently, I mean, you know, I did notice that something with the fuel line. What was it?
It was
Jubilee
bad.
clips.
It was pretty bad, wasn't it? Yeah.
Jubilee clips on a high pressure line. It was only temporary, I know, but
Yeah.
I wasn't very happy with that.
Sorry about that. Well,
What's the worst car?
Hi, Graham.
Oh, hi Graham. How you doing? Sorry, hi Graham. Yeah. Right. What's the worst car? I think up to that point, the worst car that I had my hands on was my original Daimler Dart, which I sold before I met you, actually, Phil. But I bought it, and the chassis had been rebuilt and the engine been rebuilt, but it had all been done wrong, and in fact the body was really terrible as well. So I ended up spending hours and hours, probably about 1,300 hours.
It was beautiful when it was done, though.
It was beautiful when it was done, but it was a lot of work, and for a car that was supposed to be just final finishing touches and hey presto, there you go.
We always think they're going to be that.
Yeah,
I thought that.
I'll tell you what, yeah. If you're buying a project that's nearly completed, what you've got to remember is you've got to go through absolutely everything to make sure that what has been completed has been done well. Measure, tighten everything, check everything. You're better doing it straight off yourself, really, to be honest.
Jenny Waples, I think it is.
Jenny Waples?
Jenny, if I've said your name wrong, I'm really sorry.
Okay, yeah, it says Jenny Waples there.
Jenny Waples. What car of today will
Jenny.
be a classic of tomorrow, do you think?
Car of today that will be a classic tomorrow. Well, there are actually loads of them. I mean, you've got things that are instant classics, like you like your Alphas, don't you?
Yeah.
Alpha 4Cs and 8Cs, the new ones. Those are straight off the production line. They are classics. Anything out of the things like Aston Martin stables.
Yeah.
And I think you're probably fairly safe with your Jaguar F-types and things like that. Then just any sporting version of a saloon car, a standard saloon car. So, things like anything with an RS badge or that sort of thing.
There isn't many cars out there now that look as if they've been drawn, do they, by hand? Someone's drawn a little picture.
Well, no, I suppose...
Make it pretty,
yeah.
a pretty car.
Yeah,
I don't see many pretty cars. Have you got my guilty pleasure has to be a people carrier. Because cars create happy memories, don't they? You go on holiday to Cornwall or something, you've got the kids screaming in the back. So I have fond memories of people carriers now.
Yeah.
So, not that as many people carry a classic car events, I admit.
Well, no, okay, so the original Espace was good. And what was the Toyota one? I can't remember what it was called. I remember what they were called in Australia, with the sliding door. They were in Australia, I'm sure they were called a Tarago. Yeah, but I can't remember what they were called here. But, those people carriers. Used to like those. But there's a car that I'm quite fond of. I've never driven one. I don't really ever want to drive one. And it's a Fiat Multipla.
Absolute superb car,
the 1990s.
Anything made by George.
Hold on, what?
Can't be wrong. Challenger. What else is there?
Yeah, but they're all cool.
They're
all cool, though, aren't they?
But he's a cool guy. You can't not like anything cool, can you?
I mean, there are some of them don't like, but...
what don't you like?
Fiat Multipla.
Come on, that's a good car.
It's like the Rancho. What was it? The
Matra Rancho.
Yeah.
No, those were great. See, Matra Ranchos had all the looks but none of the capability.
Yeah.
Only they'd made it four-wheel drive.
It's like that Rover, the Rover Streetwise. Remember that? It just sort of raised it a little bit and put bigger bumpers on it.
Yeah, that's right. When everybody else was lowering them.
Yeah. Right, okay. You've already answered about playing with Pop Elite itself. You're playing with them next week, you say?
Yeah, I am. From the 25th through to the 28th or something like that. Or 24th to 27th.
Do you know where you're playing?
I know I'm playing in Bedford. I know I'm playing in Manchester. Apart from that, I've no idea.
So what happens with your drums then? Do you take your drums yourself, or do you get a courier, or
what I'll do is I'm going to drive down. So we've got a rehearsal on Wednesday, so I'm going to drive to the rehearsal in Northampton. Actually, I'm going to be rehearsing in Northampton. That's going to be a first for me. Land of the city of shoes.
Yes.
Shoemakers.
Cobblers.
No. Right. Anyway, so I'm off there, and then I'm playing in Bedford the day after.
Yeah.
But we're on a tour bus, so all I'll do is I'll take my drums to the rehearsal, and then I'll load them onto the tour bus. Then I don't have to do anything until the tour bus gets back to where I started from in the first place.
Are they glamorous tour buses?
Well, they're more glamorous than a number 9 to Stourbridge, yes.
Anything's more glamorous than number 9 to Stourbridge.
But they're, you know, I suppose, you know, are they more glamorous than a 5-star hotel? No. Hi, Paul, by the way. How you doing, mate? So, yeah. So it depends on context.
Yeah.
But it's great being able to come off stage, have a couple of beers, go onto the bus, have a bit of a party, and go instantly to bed. As soon as that little sort of like homing pigeon light comes on, which is what I have, it's like, you know, sort of having open that last can, like that. You can go straight to your bunk and go.
It's like Match of the Day. Match of the Day comes on, and it's all of a
That's it, and then you can wake up in another town or another city. That's brilliant.
A bit like a sleeper train. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's a bit like a sleeper train, but a little bit more versatile.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, your favourite, well, when Pop Will Eat Itself, your favourite Pop Will Eat Itself track, that comes from Paul Greenwood in Manchester. I think he's a bit of a...
Yeah, favourite Pop Will Eat Itself track. I really liked it for its simplicity, really, at the time, and just its straightforward, no fuss sort of pop kind of stuff. I liked Everything's Cool.
Everything's Cool.
Off Dos Dedos Mi Amigos.
Good.
The last studio album.
I'm nodding my head.
Yeah, you've never heard it. Have you got it?
I probably have heard it. I just can't.
Have you got it? Are you going to get it? Are you going to download it?
I've already downloaded something. What's that one I like? Smash It. Smash It's good.
Hi, Stephen. Sweet dreams. Night, night.
Right, we've got this guy's name. It can't be real. It's too cool. Dan Shapiro.
Dan Shapiro.
A guy called Dan Shapiro. Where do you think a guy called Dan Shapiro would be from? He'd be Milan or somewhere cool like that.
Oh no, Helen Shapiro is from around here, wasn't she? Yeah.
Runcorn. I wouldn't have thought a guy called Dan Shapiro.
Yeah, I'd have said
He's related to Helen Shapiro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know you love buses. And he loves double deckers. I don't think he means the Cadbury's double decker.
Which incidentally are nowhere near as good as they used to be.
Oh, I'm not going to comment. You know what I think about that, but I'm not going to comment on air. They're not as nice.
You used to work for Cadbury's.
Did you?
Yeah.
But I remember when I was a kid, when I lived in Worcester, when I was a little boy, I was walking home from school and the double decker was from the adverts was going down the street, and I remember chasing after this double decker.
Yeah.
It's the one off the advert. I was so excited, and I saw it at the museum, but it's not the same anymore.
Did you get a free double decker?
No, he just went down. I don't know where it was going. It was obviously going towards the M5, but
the rat.
I just.
By the way, it was an AEC Regent 3, an RT, London type RT. Yeah.
So, what is your favourite bus?
What's my favourite bus?
The one outside, or
okay, my favourite bus. Well, I've got my bus outside. I'm a big fan of chief engineer called Ronald Edgley Cox. Edgley Cox was his name, and he buses as well. And so he loved innovating. So any new idea, he'd try it out. And there was a saying that in Warsaw, no two buses that came around the corner were the same. And so even if he got a batch of buses, within about a year or two, he'd start messing about with modifying them. So even the same buses from one batch would end up being.
What would he modify? Drop it a bit, put some fat alloys on it, or?
No. No. Sort of like either put an addition to make them one-person operable, or different engines, different gearboxes.
Because your bus outside is
converted a trolley bus, which is an electric bus, to a diesel hybrid. This is in 1967. So you had a diesel engine underneath the stairs, running as a generator, operating the traction motors for the trolley bus. So it was a hybrid. The first hybrid bus, as far as I'm aware, in the UK, was running around surreptitiously doing the staff bus runs at night, I think illegally, as a hybrid.
Impressive.
There's photographic evidence of this as well.
I went on UDH1.
You mean one UDH? You mean, hold on, do you mean the 1962 commercial motor show exhibit, which was the shortest Daimler Fleet line ever
Yes,
built. Shortest rear-engine bus.
Went on it the first day in service.
It's first day in service. Well, I went on it in the late 60s when I was a little kid, and it changed my life, it did. I love a Warsaw Fleet line. That's a Warsaw Fleet line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Chris and Cody. How you doing? I know who Cody is. And hi, Alan. How are you going as well?
Beautiful.
Yeah, Warsaw Fleet line. But I do like the rebuilt Warsaw Fleet lines from the numbers 2 to 30 batches. Those were great.
Sorry about that.
That was actually the compressor.
I know, it's just a
the
childish
air
little
dryer.
joke that I do.
Yeah.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben. How you doing?
Right. Next one. Oh, back to modern
Still nothing
cars.
in the cups.
No, nothing. Should we tell you what? There we go. Don't know if anybody noticed.
You feeling thirsty, Phil?
Oh, right.
I'll take you for a diet pop later.
All right, okay.
What do you think of the Citroen Cactus?
Hi, Flash. How you doing? Or was that hi, Flash?
Flash. Ash. He said
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
the song. Actually, what is your favourite Queen song? Have we had a
My
question?
favourite Queen song.
Yeah.
My wife loves Queen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What's your favourite Queen song?
I haven't got one.
And you don't like them?
Thought they were awful.
You thought they were awful?
Yeah.
You must like We Will Rock You.
No. Nothing by that.
What
kind
about
of
Seven
magic?
Seas of Rye?
No.
Okay, what's your favourite band?
ZZ Top.
ZZ
ZZ
Top.
Top.
You wouldn't have thought that, would you?
No. We should
Yeah.
grow the beard, Phil.
Yeah. Yeah, but Frank Beard
No.
out of ZZ Top doesn't have a beard, does he?
Does it? I just remember the guy with the big beard
Yeah.
and
There's two of them. There's the two
the
brothers.
dodgy car.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
lot-
yeah.
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 Okay. So, when you restored the
What was that thing that we did?
That's it.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. ZZ Top.
We start talking
Started in 1969, I think, ZZ Top.
Yep.
Hi, Lee, how you doing?
So
And
good.
hi, Alid, as well. And hi, Libby. Is that Libby from here? Hello, Libby.
Right, okay. When you restored... This is Mark Giles. Hi, Mark.
What's your mark?
When you restored the Ford Anglia 105E,
Yes.
did it frighten you when you saw the rust? When you declared the beyond economical repair? So,
Right, okay, yeah, right. Okay, so
yeah.
so the Ford Anglia from the first series, you'll
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
What happened with that was I went to go and see it, and it was the first car that I went to recce for Car SOS. And I went there and I was full of myself and really brave. And I sent a few pictures over to the guys in the workshop and I said, look, what do you reckon? Do you reckon we can do this in 3 weeks? And they were like going, well, it looks all right from here, but we've all seen photographs, haven't we? And in fact, tiny little photograph. So when we got to actually go to pick it up, go and collect the car, I saw it for the first time in the daylight.
Can't do it.
Yeah, we can't. And he was going, well, we have to do it. We're here now. We've got to do it. There's a lot of money being spent. So, hi, Sarah. Hi, Peter.
Hi.
Is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
Hi, Ken. How you
Colin.
going?
You'll have Barbie next.
So I said we can't do this car. We cannot do it. But they basically said, well, we're doing it. So we got it back to the workshop, and I started removing panels, and I removed one of the front wings to reveal that it had completely rotted on the A-post. The A-post being down the windscreen pillar and down where the door is hinged on the front. And at that point, I said the S word, which was safely. I said that we cannot do this car safely within the timescale. At which point, everybody went, "Ooh, safely? Okay." And then they said, "Well, what do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, look, I think what we should do is scrap this car and buy another car and do the other car up. Buy a better car for the guy and do that car up." So that's what we did. We got another car. So we didn't use it as a donor. We just bought another car and restored that one. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Alistair. I bet if that's that Lewis that I'm thinking of, see you later.
Fair
only to
enough.
find at the back of it was more rotten, as rotten as the front of the other one was.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, the car that we got was high 5 minutes.
High five.
High 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, what I'll do is then...
Yeah, so the second Anglia that we got
Yeah.
was pretty rotten, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But at least it was rotten within reason.
Yeah.
And we could do it safely.
So, before we move on to the sort of more random... Although we've had some random questions, perhaps you could explain to us how you got into Car SOS. How did it happen?
How did I get into Car SOS?
yeah.
Okay, well, this is a really long story. Do you want
That's
me
what
to
I
start
thought. You
right
can
at
have
the
three...
beginning?
We've got 5 minutes left. So if we go for... Who cares if we overrun? Who cares? Let's just go for it.
Yeah, okay. Right,
Let's be rebels.
So, how did I get into Car SOS? Well, I used to be the technical editor for Practical Classics magazine, and so I used to make a few videos of the cars that we were going to do as project cars in the magazine. So we had this Mark II Jaguar, which was a right old heap, and we rescued it from a back garden under a tarpaulin. So I just took one of the guys from one of the video magazines and camera magazines, and so he filmed it and edited it, and we put it on YouTube. And the researchers for Car SOS saw that, and Tim knew me and knew of me, and I knew him. Everybody knew him, and so they gave me a call and said, "Would you screen test with Tim?" So screen tested with him, and that was it. I just got the job. So spot of luck, really.
Mm.
Yeah.
And how did you get involved, Phil?
Yes, well, my wife answered the phone to a bloke who rang up after me. Must have found my name somewhere, wanting to borrow a Jeep, and she told me about it about 3 days later, and I went to pick the phone up, and I said, "Why on earth didn't you ring me before? Once you tell me, I'll ring you up. Don't have anything to do with them, mate. You can't be trusted." Anyway.
That's about right.
And look where I went. Anyway, I went along and I rang up. "Oh, yes, can you bring a Jeep?" Took my Jeep down, went through it. Following day, I turned up again with it, lent you some books on it, and, well, sort of, I think on the Thursday, I spent a whole week with them. Went down on a Thursday, went off down to Taunton.
Yeah.
Came back on Friday morning. I turned up and said, "I'll come to collect them bits and pieces and I'm off home." And I said, "Off home?" He said, "Yeah." "I don't think so. You work for us." And that's where it started.
Yeah. I thought you'd just not bothered going home. I thought you just liked it. No. I didn't realise they'd done that. I didn't realise they'd coerced you and used the strong arm tactics on you like they used on the rest of us.
And then, of course, you came up to our office in Altrincham, our staff, which was very kind of you. And Mo sends
Is that over at Carol Nash?
Oh, Carol did ask that, yeah. And,
Don't tell the wife.
okay, well, you know. I can't think about that. Right, okay,
Yes.
So we've got a bit of a quick fire round now. Okay, so what's your favourite cake? This comes from Simon, Bills, Holland, and loads of others. I don't know where this cake thing's come from, but what's your favourite cake?
Favourite cake. Oh, quick, Phil, you have one. Oh, okay. Plain chocolate cake, no butter icing, no icing or anything like that, with fresh cream.
Beautiful,
Whipped
beautiful.
cream.
Bit of cherry, bit of
No cherry.
no cherry.
Just plain chocolate.
Yeah,
No butter icing, no chocolate on it.
no, just
fresh cream.
over the top or actually whipped
In the middle.
Yeah,
You know, like a sponge.
yeah.
Or a Victoria
With a cup
sponge.
of tea?
Victoria sponge would be nice,
With
but
tea?
also with fresh cream.
Tea or coffee?
With tea.
Tea.
Tea, milk, no sugar, every time. Same as Phil.
What's your favourite cake? Big
Don't
debate.
eat cake. Don't eat cake.
Never. Don't. Right. Don't eat cake.
I don't eat cake.
Yeah, that's... If ever I saw one, that's a savoury face, isn't it?
I don't eat cake, obviously, as far as you can tell. Okay. So where did you get the hat?
Which one?
This one.
Or was that a song? Were you singing?
No, where did you get that hat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's some more hats here, and I thought I wanted to be as cool as you.
This hat was given to me by Angie Gray, actually.
Angie Gray.
Yeah, she's a big fan of Rover P6s.
It's fair to say you do get a lot of hats sent to you. So what makes, for those people who are watching, I want to send you a hat. What is the perfect hat for you? What makes it?
I like a bobble, and I like, you know, it's got to be big enough so it's a bit floppy, you know.
Jaunty.
Yeah, jaunty. Yeah, I've got to be able to wear it jauntily.
Jaunty.
That's the thing. So a little bit of a flop on it. I do like my reds and warm colours, reds, oranges, you know, that sort of burnt sienna.
I thought I'd want to be as cool as you, Fuzz.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of hats here.
Right, okay.
I just want your thoughts on which one you think I should wear.
Right, okay.
To be as cool as you.
Yeah.
That one. Is
I'll
it
put
working?
down a bit. Reminds me, I must book up to go and see Santa. Right, okay, and the next one.
Next one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Out of those two, that's the one that suits you the
Sort
best.
of, yeah, do you like it?
But I think you really need to grow a bit of facial hair now to be able to carry it off.
Go a bit of hair. Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
Okay, I'll think about the hat then. I'm not sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I think you're just being kind.
Got to be cruel to be kind. I haven't been cruel to you yet.
Right, okay, so...
Is my leg in the right position? Is it out of the way of the
don't
logo?
brand the logo.
Okay.
Don't put a logo. If you're on a desert island, this is from Rick T-Bay.
Yeah.
Rick's getting married this year, by
What's
the
your
way,
Rick?
as well.
Rick T-Bay, as in T-Bay.
As in T-Bay, as in
Right.
eBay, but with a T.
Oh, right,
so,
okay, yeah. Well, I know, well, yeah.
But he's
T-Bay's
getting
a
married
place,
this year
isn't
as
it?
well.
Yeah.
And he's asked if you'll play at his wedding.
Play at your wedding? Which band? No. Which band? You haven't said which band?
Well, he's asking, though, if you're on a desert island, what album would you take with you? Great question.
Oh, best of Fuzz Townshend. Or maybe Fuzz Townshend, the second album, or maybe Fuzz Townshend, Far In.
Yeah?
That was good. Maybe, you know, I could sort of like sing harmonies, all the bits that I wish that I put on. But what my favourite album of all time? I suppose it would probably have to be Revolver by the Beatles.
Nice.
What about you, Phil?
ZZ Top. Anything but it.
There's a theme.
Yeah,
There's a
there
theme
is,
built in here.
Can't have
Okay.
Can't have ZZ Top. Go on, who are you going to have?
No, Britain.
The Eagles?
Oh, yes.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he likes a bit of the
The
Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Ruth.
Hello, Ruth.
Ruth is from Timperley. It's quite posh there, you know.
Yeah.
Sent a rather cheeky question.
Go on then.
If you had to impress your ideal woman,
Yeah.
what car would you take her in? And I think when she says take her, I think she means like take her out, like pictures, whatever, you know. That's what she means.
Well, it would depend on where we're going, so it would have to be the right car for the right occasion. But I would use my Jensen
Yeah.
54, the Jensen that is, Jensen 541R, which I think would be good. It's 1950s GT, powerful, smooth. It's not a soft top, so it's
Yeah, you don't want to ruffle the lady's hair, do you?
no, exactly.
I remember
Not that one.
I used to have a Mark 1 Granada that you might be able to see one that's very similar. It's the same
Yeah.
colour as that, actually. And my Mrs. Mac has said that if I turn up and try and pick her up in that, she would.
Yeah.
Actually, kind
You'd have ZZ Top on the stereo, though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So is that a fast, loud car?
The old man, her old man, he's not going to let you go out in a thing with a decent back seat.
What
Oh,
does that,
is it-
Phil?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what
Put
you
the
mean.
shopping on, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to put the shopping on the back, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
It's a dark
I
horse.
did tell you it goes. Yeah.
We're after 9 o'clock.
after
We're past
9
the
o'clock,
short
yeah,
shift. We're okay. Right, okay. So,
What does that mean?
We're wrapping it up.
Can we
We've
go
got to
on?
finish,
Can we
obviously.
just see who's been handing us all these?
Right, okay.
Nick, how's the Jensen?
He hasn't watched it all, has he?
No.
He
The,
does.
the Jensen, it's got its back window in, but I need to get a new back window for it. But I just wanted to see how it fitted.
Lovely.
I spelled Jensen wrong.
I know, but that's Brad.
That's Brad, isn't it?
Brad, yeah.
So,
So the Jensen's looking good. It runs now, doesn't it?
Yep,
Runs and
yep.
drives. It's got brakes.
Superb.
Goes around corners.
beautiful.
So, I mean, once I've fitted all the doors up, got the glass in,
What you got there, Brad? No.
pretty much ready, yeah.
Right,
really
okay,
chomping
right.
at the bit to get it done.
I've got these. I keep getting these questions.
Right, go on,
dogs or
questions.
cats?
Dogs or cats? Cogs.
I'm a dog man
it?
myself.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Cats.
Cats.
Listen, Dogs are great, but I don't like picking up the little nuggets, you know, the little presents they leave you.
No.
Don't like that.
Okay.
And cats, again, they leave a deposit as well.
They claw at furniture, don't they?
If you could, I don't worry about that. But
Do you
if you
not?
could have a sealed for life animal, you didn't have to put anything in at one end, and nothing nasty came out the other end. I'd like most animals, really.
Beautiful. Okay. Will you marry me? Not me. Pat Jackman. I don't know if it's Patricia or Patrick, but
Pat Jackman.
Yeah.
If it's a Pat Jackman I know, then I thought we were already married.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There's a surprise for you, Pat. It'll be over in a bit, don't worry. We're nearly finished.
Yeah.
So, last two questions.
Hold on. And also, where's the honeymoon? Come on. Where are we going? You're paying. You said you would.
Why are you called Fuzz?
Why am I called Fuzz? Okay, I'm just called Fuzz because I grew up in a place called Four Oaks near Sutton Coldfield. It's so terribly posh. It's where sex is what coal's delivered in. And so what you like that one?
A beautiful gag, yeah.
And
have you used that one before?
It's true though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It used to, well, yes, it's true.
Yeah. Anyway, so...
Cat Dealers from Sutton Coldfield.
Yeah,
Some
but
would
not-
say she's
not
from
Four
Great
Oaks,
Bar,
not
really.
Four Oaks, yeah,
Some would
not
say
Four
Great
Oaks.
Bar, but I'm
Four
sure
Oaks,
she's from Sutton
She's
Coldfield.
from
I went to Four Oaks County.
She's from Great Bar.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
let's not be
so...
controversial, we don't upset her.
So
won't
I was
get
the
any
only
feelings
kid.
out.
I was the only kid.
Sorry, why are you called Fuzz? Let's go for it
I
again.
was the only kid where I grew up with fuzzy hair. Well, actually, saying that, I wasn't. I was the only kid in my year with fuzzy hair because there was a lad in the year below. I think it was either Peter Snape or Andy Snape. Can't remember. But he had fuzzy hair as well, and he got called Fuzz by all of his mates. But it was two girls. It was Jane Lewis and Gillian Sadlier.
Do you think they're still watching now?
Gillian Sadlier, she's been in contact with me on Facebook. She might be, you never know.
Bless.
But anyway, they came out of class one day going, "Oh, fuzzy hair," you know. When I had some, you know, that's what I've got. That's all I got left.
Well, that was the next question. What's under the hat?
What's under the hat?
That.
Well, that's what you can see, but in here, I can't show you.
Got a question from a guy called Dave Tassel. Never heard of him before.
No, get rid of that one.
Why do you only have handsome guys working in the workshop?
Well, we don't actually. Well, actually, we do actually have handsome guys working in the workshop because what we do is we put all the ugly ones in the office.
Isn't that Dave's desk in the office?
Oh, is that Dave Tassel?
Yeah, Dave
My
Tassel.
partner
Yeah,
in
your business
Townsend and
partner.
Tassel.
Yeah.
Right. Next question.
Okay.
Awkward moment.
How do you enjoy the Fiat 500 engine?
The Fiat 500 engine. I like Fiat 500s.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
you
full
know, they're
engine
nice.
to work on, I
It's a bit. They're a weird thing. I always find it weird because you'd expect the pistons to be going up and down like that, but they actually go like that. Did you know that? Yeah.
They go like that?
Yeah.
What did you think they went like that?
Like that.
But they go like what? Rolls Royce or Bentley?
Bentley. Yeah, it's got to be a pre-war Bentley. I would say probably. Well, I don't mind a post-Derby Bentley, but yeah. But I do like a Rolls Royce 2025. Sorry, Phil. You?
What do you think, Phil?
Bentley.
Bentley. I'd say Bentley because I live in that. Boeing or Airbus?
Ooh.
Thanks, Stevie K. I don't even need to ask.
707.
Was it?
Yeah, I was very young.
What airline was that?
Aer Lingus.
Aer Lingus.
Yeah.
Where did you go to? Dublin?
Went to Dublin.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it
We're
was
going to
707.
Dublin again on the 12th
Maybe
of
it was
September, don't
727,
forget
I
that.
can't remember anyway. But anyway, but my brother-in-law is a pilot, and he flies Airbuses. You know, the great big 380s.
Big ones, yeah.
Yeah. So he flies those. So
Yeah.
I've got to go with the family at the moment.
So we're Airbus?
Airbus, yeah.
I think he probably likes Boeing more.
But Boeing are really great. I like a 747.
Yeah.
And I'll be sad when the last 747s come out of passenger
I
service.
was like a 737. It reminds me of holidays to Mallorca on Britannia
Yeah.
Airways when I was a kid, you know.
Yeah.
Flying from Birmingham, you know. But anyway, so we're still going. We're still going. Favourite biscuit in the garage?
Favourite biscuit in the garage?
That's a great question.
Ooh. Well, I've got to say that I don't think you can get much better than a plain chocolate digestive. What do you reckon, Phil? You're not a biscuit man, really, are you?
Never even been asked if I wanted one.
Aren't you? What would you like then if we had one?
A ginger biscuit.
A ginger biscuit.
Nice, that's a good show.
Yeah.
I'm more of a... I've always had a soft spot for a Garibaldi.
Ginger nuts?
No, you should have a plain and simple ginger biscuit.
Yeah, I like a Garibaldi,
You can
but
dip
I
it
think
in as many times as you want.
you can give it a good dunking, yeah.
Yeah.
Garibaldi
Like
as a
ginger
kid,
nuts.
or a ginger
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
No, ginger.
I'm a modern biscuit after a chocolate hobnob. Milk chocolate hobnob, all day
I
long.
don't like hobnobs. I don't like hobnobs at all.
So
Sorry,
if
McVitie's.
if you're thinking of sending Fuzz any free biscuits, send them to care of Pete McElveny
No,
at Total
no,
Classics.
hold on.
And I'll take them for
Listen, McVitie's, you make a perfectly good biscuit in a plain chocolate digestive. That's great. Keep
you.
it
Oh,
simple.
God, here we go. Right, we're going to have to... Hip-hop or jungle?
Jungle.
Hip-hop or jungle?
Original, mad, nutter. Original, nutter. I like the jungle.
Hip hop.
I could just see in the day, Phil,
Yeah.
doing a bit of,
He's got his fat gold
Scorpio.
chains. He's got his fat gold chains on him.
Scorpion. Scorpio. Right, show me. I'm like an old man. Right, so favourite biscuit in the garage. We've done that one. Mark, is Tim that mad off TV? That's from Tim Shaw.
I would say that Tim is exactly the same off camera as he is on camera, but he's probably better at blagging off camera. What would you say?
I would say that he's 100% exactly the same off camera as on.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
I think the strange thing is with Tim, I haven't spent anywhere near the time you have, but the longer you're with him, the less annoying he actually is, because you just get to spend more time with him, he does actually open up a bit. He's a nice guy.
yeah, he is. He is.
He is.
I think
Tim.
he's a little bit shy,
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a little bit shy.
Yeah,
That's
he is a
why.
shy guy.
That's why he's also like all over the place kind of thing, But actually, he's all right.
There's a soft side to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a soft side to him, but you only get to see that soft side as soon as you give him something.
Right,
Tim gets a toy, then he's happy.
bless him. Okay. Scale electric or Meccano?
Ooh, scale
And that's
electric
my
or
question.
Meccano?
That's Pete's question. I haven't got that here.
Scale electric or Meccano? That's a tricky one.
That's a good one.
Personally, I was mad keen on scale electric because I used to like getting the cars. Then when they started to get a little bit knackered, I used to like trying to modify them. I mean, one of my good modifications was a scale electric car that from the pickup, from the brushes, it powered one motor, which then drove another motor, which acted as a generator to operate the third one. There was a little bit of power loss, as you can imagine.
Clever. I had a front-wheel drive scale electric Mini, which I thought was really clever.
Yeah, front-wheel drive scale electric minis were, in the day, the ones to have.
Yeah.
I used to like those, but they didn't make them beyond about 1970 or 71.
I was a bit of a scale electric geek, I have to say. I had a bit of it.
Although later on, I think they reintroduced them. But yeah,
Well, they
front-wheel
brought out
drive
the
minis.
RS200. It was like a 4x4 one, but on the English ones, it was like a rubber band, but on the Spanish ones, it was a proper cog.
Gear train.
Yeah.
Cog.
Yeah, cogs.
No, you don't. You get cogs on bicycles.
Okay.
Gears on cars.
Well, it's not a car, it's a toy, isn't it? So.
It's a car.
But okay.
It's just very
Okay, would you
small
do Bus SOS anyway?
Would I do Bus SOS? Yes. I would love to do Bus SOS.
Would you do Plane SOS?
Plane SOS? I would, but I wouldn't want to go and test them.
Bike SOS?
Bike SOS? Yeah, I'm not.
Marina or Allegro?
Allegro. Gotta be.
What's your
would you
favourite
go?
Allegro? What's your
Yeah, what would
favourite
you
one?
go for?
Yeah. Yes. Allegro.
I quite like late Allegros, actually. I thought the run-out 1750, was it the Equipe?
I like that, the silver one with
Yeah,
the sort
silver
of
one
like
with the orange and red
yeah,
stripes on it.
Yeah, that was quite
Yeah,
nice.
And the nice wheels. Yeah, I quite like that. Alid and Ben. Leave Brad's Astra alone. Yeah, Alid and Ben, leave Brad's Astra alone. Whatever you're doing to it.
So the Equip, or Queep,
Equipe.
I quite like the Van den Pla 1500. I got a thing about...
It's Van den Plas, actually.
Okay,
not
Van den Plas. you know.
Van den Pla is large.
What is it, Porsche or Porsche?
Porsche.
It's Porsche to me. Porsche or Porsche?
Yeah,
Porsche.
yeah, we're talking about the actual real way, the way that
Okay.
you're supposed to say it, the
Right,
proper
okay.
way. See, he gets a bit shirty, this presenter.
Sorry, guys.
Remember Bill Grundy? When
Yeah.
Bill Grundy was, when confronted by the Sex Pistols on his show.
Yes.
That's how this guy's going. We've nearly got him now.
Yeah,
You got me
We
winding me up.
are like the Sex Pistols.
Definitely.
Without the sex and without the pistol. Right, Saab or Volvo? I know I'm going to say
Saab or
Saab.
Volvo? I've got to say Saab, but it's got to be an early Saab for me. A Saab 92 or 93, a two-stroke Saab anyway. What do you
Yes.
reckon?
Exactly the same.
Fair enough. Run down to our last two questions.
Last two questions. Battery going.
It's
Hi,
going.
battery going.
Right, hello, battery going. Right, very quickly. We're going to do one question because you always answered that one. E-Type or Dart?
Dart. Every time. Daimler Dart, it's got the best engine. It's got that Edward Turner V8. Sweet as a nut.
Brilliant. You, Phil, before we go?
What would you have, Phil?
That one.
That one there.
Jensen.
Yeah. Jensen.
Go for
Jensen
Jensen.
541R.
Okay.
Definitely.
That's good.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for your time tonight. We've really appreciated it. And
Just see the
hopefully...
microphone.
yeah, hopefully it's been on. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. I'm sorry you've not got through all the questions, but please follow Inside Classics and we'll get Fuzz to answer as many as possible. We'll
Yeah.
put those in the next week or so, Fuzz.
That's
yeah?
right. That's Inside Classics, the site for Carol Nash. I've been working with Carol Nash for ages now.
And we really hope you've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we will be doing more of these. Fuzz doesn't know it yet, but we will do more.
Yeah.
And again, remember, if you're in Ireland, we are there on the 12th of September.
Yeah.
You can take the mugs home.
Do me and Phil. So we get to take the mugs home and make our own tea, Phil. How's about that?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much again, and good night.
Good night.